Not sure what they call this routine, but it's better than the wave. Band members sometimes have the most fun. Number one, Bighorn at Tongue River, first quarter. Bighorn wearing the maroon, not wasting much time off the opening tip. Brandon Metzger launches the three ball and connects to get the Ram on the scoreboard first, leading 3-0. Sometimes the luck bounced their way. This alley-oop try didn't work, but Metzger was there to collect the miss and stick that ball back in for 2 more of his 10 points. Visitors lead 5-zip. This team has a huge height advantage, and they use it. 8 players at 6 feet or above. Colby Wolleman is 6'6", and he used every inch to put his team up 7-0. All that height can help with other things as well, like rebounding and scoring up close. Wyatt Mirich proves my point here, as the Rams would jump out to a 9-zip lead. It took Tongue River about 3.5 minutes to get things in gear, and they eventually did. Michael Korp's going to drop a 3-bomb and get rid of that 0 on the scoreboard. Eagles still trail 9-3. Bighorn would reach into their bag of tricks again. This time the alley-oop works, as Wolleman will get a friendly roll before the ball drops in for 2. That gets the lead back up to 8. It's 11-3. The Eagles would have to soar to the basket at times, and that's what you got to do in this game. Stephen Yellowtail gets the blocking call and the bucket. He led all scorers with 21, and this three-point play gets the score closer at 11-6. I mentioned all the big men that the Rams have. Here's one of the smaller guys. Cole Ponce is only 5'9", but he'd make his contributions at times. Visitors back up 13-6. The home team wasn't going to go away in this Sheridan County rivalry. Tanner Dockery makes his presence felt from downtown. Give him 3, and his team's right back in this game, trailing 13-11. They get closer. Dockery would score 16 points for his team. This one-handed bucket would make it a 1-point game, 16-15. Now, getting the lead against the opposition was a tall task, and that's something that Tongue River didn't have. Dylan Stuckey chipped in with 11 points, as Bighorn had an 18-15 lead after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, we were wondering when all these tall guys were going to start playing a little defense. Wolleman with the rejection from behind. He took a little spill, but he was all right. That would lead into the transition game, and Metzger was waiting behind the line for another opportunity. He'd cash it in, and the Rams go back up by a count of 21-15. They build on the lead. It just took an extra pass, and Mirich will be on the receiving end of that before we got the job done. Now his team is up by 8 again. It's 25-17. For Tongue River, sometimes you just got to work your way through the big guys and try to take one with you. Dockery does just that with the hoop and the hack. His team still trails 25-20 after the three-point play. The home team would open up its arsenal. This is Keenan Gross firing one from the far wing. That's how you get it done. We have ourselves a tie game. It's 25-all. But the visitors weren't going to give up the lead without a fight. Mirich will take matters into his own hands and take care of business himself here. 13 points for the senior. Rams back up 29-25. When you got all those big men, the closer you are to the hoop, the easier it is to get rebounds and score points. Wolleman put in 16 on this game, as Bighorn was up 33-27 going into halftime. The third quarter, things would go back and forth for the most part here. Kyle Marsh will find an open lane, and he'd go through it on this play. That has Tongue River down by 6, 35-29. But Bighorn would counter every move the rivals made. Wolleman would strike again up close with the board and put back. That would get the lead up to 10 at 41-31. Tongue River realized if you can't go over them, go around. They did here on this inbounds play. Corp will drain one from the corner to get things down to a 5-point game. It's 41-36. Now, by now, you probably know why the Rams are undefeated. And at the rate things were going, loss number 1 wasn't going to happen anytime soon. Mirich with another board and put back. His team's back up 47-38. The Eagles had to rely on the long ball if they wanted to have a chance. And they got some guys who can shoot it, like Corp. Being down 6 wasn't bad at all. TR trailed 47-41 going to the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, the home team got a little sloppy, and the rivals would take advantage of that. Michael Klepprich is going to take off with a free gift and score on the other end to put his team up 49-41. TR kept trying. Dockery takes the baseline route for another 2 points on this play. The Eagles are still down 6, but they couldn't get any closer. The big men were just too much to handle. Wolleman gets inside again for another score. It's now 53-43 in favor of the visitors. We need to get a dunk in here before we end these highlights. Mirich gets the rip, and he'll take it back for a one-handed stuff. Tongue River would make a late run, but it wasn't enough in the end. Bighorn remains undefeated with a 61-53 win.